Here is a model of the sustainable solar home that I'm building that we're in right now. Actually, we're behind the glass right about there. This is a to scale cardboard mock-up that I made before we ever started building. And I'm just going to give you an overview of some of the exterior principles of an SSH. Now, you can see the sun. This is facing due south right now, the model, as are we in this house. And the sun's coming in at about the angle you're looking from, right about here, roughly. So the sun is coming deep into the house right now. We have clear story windows up here that are going to allow the sun in back across the wall. I can see it right now. And then we have a couple of batch heater enclosures at a 45-degree angle for the glass, and that's where the hot water heaters are. And the plenum was built and designed after this model was made, but the plenum kicks up along the top here at 45 degrees, and that's where our solar panels will be across the front, and the plenum area will allow all of the ventilation across the top of this, all those total of 7 10-inch diameter ducts to kick out the back here and allow the hot air to escape off the top. And then we have windows along the front here, 4 operable windows that will allow cooling air in. They're awning style windows, and we have a few select windows that are operable around the house, not many actually. So let's talk about glass. Glass all along the front here. We've got about 80 feet, probably 70 feet of glass times 6 feet tall. That's 420 square feet of dual pane insulated glass. We've got the clear story glass. Now as we swing the model around here, you can see the entryway. This is the east side. You've got a door for the mechanical room, a door for the entrance, of course. There's a small 2030 window in here that's a casement, and there's a small 2020 window right there that's a casement. So they're both operable. They'll allow ventilation and a little bit of light, but we don't want a whole lot of windows, or we want to minimize the windows around the house other than the south side. So that's what we've chosen. Now as we go to the back here, our view is over here. There's a canyon that looks over toward the Simcoe Mountains, and we can watch the weather come in, and it's just a beautiful view. So we do have a window right above the master bathtub. We've got a window in the master bedroom sitting area, and we have a large window in the office to take in those views and to ventilate. They're operable windows. Now we've got a patio door here, and then we have 2 windows in here for the guest rooms. They're small. They're 30 inches wide by 4 inches high, 4 feet high, and that's the north side glass. And then here we just really have 2 or 3 20-inch by 20-inch windows that you've seen in the photos along here, right in the Arizona room. So that's the total glass that we have. We've got a full south face. We've got some clear story windows which bring the sun deep into the back room. I can see it in there right now. And then we have a few windows on the east and just a few small windows on the west. And then we have our view windows off the north. Okay. Now as far as exterior living areas, well, let me back up. We've got glass here too. We have 2 3-foot by 7-foot insulated glass panels that let sun into those into the batch water heater enclosure where the 2 40-gallon water tanks are going to sit, and that is our solar hot water heating strategy, something like that. Okay, so over here we've got the entrance, and this is exterior living space. This house has about 800 square feet of covered exterior living space, and then you can add in this whole courtyard. But we have the entryway, which has been extended farther out here, which will be a covered entryway and a covered patio, or porch, I guess you might call it. Then here we have our covered north porch, which if you look at this house from the top, and I'll illustrate this, it's just one rectangle box. So this fills out that northwest corner, and you can see what that looks like here. It has a log ceiling. My model's a little warped. But that's exterior living space with some yard there, and then it drops off to a rock wall. And then over here we have the Arizona room, which has been extended over to here. So it's a full-length Arizona room, and that simply means that it's enclosed. It will have clear plastic roofing. It will have when I say enclosed, I mean it's screened in. So it'll have screen all along this side. And as we will have here, you can see there's a chimney or a fireplace on the north porch. There's also going to be a fireplace, a Kiva style fireplace, and a wood-fired pizza oven under here. And then all this is just exterior living space that will be screened in, so we don't have any bug problems over here. And there'll be a lot of plants and vines and whatnot in this area. So that's the exterior living space that an SSH affords you to have. Now, as we come around here, let's go around the model again. Over here, you have room for cisterns. We're going to have, it's been redesigned, it's going to run this way rather. So we're going to have 2 large water cisterns to store water off the roof. And then we're going to have one medium-sized 500-gallon or so cistern to store water from the well, which is over here. So that'll be our backup water supply. We'll have 4 to 6 gallons worth of cisterns that will store rain off these roofs. These are metal roofs, standing seam metal roofs, and they will allow us, we have gutters running the length here, and those will both tie in with pipes to fill those cisterns, and those cisterns will feed into the mechanical room right there. So that's what's going on here. Our propane tank will be over here as well. Over here is where we'll have a backup generator if we want it. We've got an entrance through the concrete block here, and that's where we'll position our backup generator if we choose to have one. Again, metal roofs along the north side as well. Over here is going to be our exterior kitchen area. We'll have a barbecue, a propane-fired barbecue, and a charcoal barbecue. And like I said, we'll have a large Kiva-style fireplace there and seating and whatnot. We'll also be able to grow a garden here. And by the way, we'll have down here, it drops down about 6 to 8 feet. We can put our fruit trees, and our gray water will flow down here. Now over here, you'll have a full, like I said, a full-length Arizona room. We'll have a water spigot here, and we'll harvest water off that as well into a rainwater barrel that will feed any planting we have here and potentially the vines along that side as well. So that's kind of what's going on around the house. Now, this is actually a good representation of the insulation in the form of a foundation wrap that's going to stick out. Really just like this. We're going to have insulation sticking out 20 feet on this side, 10 feet, 10 to 16 feet here, and then roughly 16 feet on this side. It will all run out from the foundation. It will be sandwiched by 2 6-mil sheets of plastic, and that will keep all of this space around the foundation, the vast and deep thermal mass of the earth. It'll keep it dry for one, and it will also keep it insulated, so we can then use this to store heating energy that comes in from the glass and goes down through the house and then out like that. And we will be charging this up in the warm months of the summer. Heating energy will go down. It'll saturate the thermal mass in the house and go down under the slab and then out. And then in the cooler months, when the house tries to cool down, it will then just naturally and passively pull that energy as heat energy radiates to the coolest possible location. It will pull that energy up into the house and will temper the temperature of the house throughout the entire year. That's a passive solar strategy. It's called PAHS, Passive Annual Heat Storage. You can Google it, you can buy the material online and learn about it, but it's an awesome principle that we're going to utilize so that not only does the home stay conditioned for temperature year-round, but it radiates temperature from all the thermal mass, which isn't like backup heating in one room. It's the entire house is maintaining that even temperature throughout the year at zero cost, just the cost of construction on the front end. Something else we're going to have outside, we're going to have earth tubes. Now, let me back up. Let's talk about gray water. We have 2 wet walls here that are going to dump out gray water and black water. The black water will come down here to a septic. The gray water will split off, and this gray water we will take and run over here. And again, we're going to have a lot of grapevines over here, so we can water any planting over there with our gray water, which again is sink and shower water, which plants love, by the way. And then this gray water will split off, and we'll either run it up here to an orchard area, or we'll run it back here, and like I said, we'll have fruit trees back there. We haven't decided where we're going to have the fruit trees. So you've got the gray water split off and reused for exterior irrigation. Now around the back, we have earth tubes under the foundation of this house. I'm standing above a few right now, and there are 8 tubes. 1 goes to the mechanical room, 2 go to these guest bedrooms and come out here, and then 5 of them go through the slab here, the foundation, and under the slab, and they wind around the house and come up. They're 100 feet long, and they come up in different areas, and that is what conditions that draft air, the ventilation air that we can get when we exit air through the top of the clear story, through those 10-inch ducts. It will pull naturally conditioned air through the earth tubes, and that's air that has been tempered to bring it to either cool it down during the summer, it'll be much cooler than the air outside, or it will warm it up during the winter. It'll be much warmer air than the outside. So it's again, passive geothermally conditioned air that has zero expense. There's zero mechanics involved. It's just the cost of construction on the front end. So that's another special part about an SSH, sustainable solar home, on the exterior. So we're going to wrap up this video right now. Hope you enjoyed the overview.